What's up, y'all? Hype Foul Nid. This is No Fap Day 1 out of 30. And, like, as I just finished saying, 1 out of 30. I'm learning my cycle, a sex cycle. Around day 30, around day 35, I get, like, urges. And I really don't like to ignore those urges. It's like when I get that urge on day 30, day 35, I look back and I'm satisfied with everything I did for the month. You know, I don't really get urges, days after I relapse. Maybe the same day or maybe one day later after I relapse, I get a little bit of urges, but I ignore those. The urges that I really tend to is the ones that I do, the urges that I get on day 30, day 35. That's the urges that I actually tend to. And like I said, when I fap on those days, I don't beat myself up. This is the one thing I want to stress to y'all. Don't beat yourself up. If you relapse, don't be too hard on yourself. It's okay. It happens. Everybody does it. Everybody relapses. And yeah, man. I used to be like that. I used to beat myself up. I used to want to do a certain amount of days. When I didn't do it, I used to beat myself up, go back, start again, trying to do the 90 again. And I relapsed and I try to do the 90 again. And, I was like, no, like 30 days, that suits me better, doing 30, 35 days, you know what I mean? If I get the urge, after that, then I tend to that urge, you know what I mean? Because we got to realize it's still a battle of the sexes here, You got to have a real good reason why you're on NoFap, you know what I mean? You have to realize it's still a battle of the sexes, You put all your eggs in one basket if you rely on a woman to pleasure you. You rely on a woman to please you. You're trying to get girls to please you, on your journey, if that's your why, you know what I mean? You could be putting all your eggs in one basket because she may not do it. She may not want to please you. You know what I'm saying? Let's just be real about it. Like, I was talking to this girl at the gym. She doesn't go to the gym no more now. I don't know what happened. Like, well, did she just leave because she doesn't want to see me no more? Like, I don't know what happened, but I put all my eggs in one basket with her. I was trying to talk her up and everything like that, you know what I mean? And it didn't work out. I haven't seen her in like almost a month. I don't know why, you know what I mean? But I'm just letting you know, like, this is a battle of the sexes and you gotta use whatever weapons you got, you know what I mean? I use NoFap as a weapon, for discipline, you know what I mean? And like I said, when those 35 days are up, I leave it open to whatever, leave it open to relapse, and I'm not hard on myself if I relapse, it may not even come on day 35, it might come around day 40, but I just leave that space open, like, okay, I might get an urge on day 30, day 35, that's when the urge usually comes in, that's hard for me to ignore, so yeah, don't put your eggs in one basket trying to chase these women out here, man, you know what I mean, do your streaks, you know what I mean, for the right reasons. And that's all I gotta say. So I'll see y'all in the next video.